Good evening, coaches. I am so excited for today's call. Today is Monday, September 19th, and I feel like the year is flying. So the reason why I prepared this call is because my focus as your mentor, as your coach, whether you're my PS coach or somewhere in our downline, my goal for you is that you end the year strong. So what you're getting ready to learn today and this month period can set you up for the best 3 months of this year and the best 3 months and the rest of for the rest of your 12 months. Even though, let me mute, I'm muting people. Okay. I want to make sure that you end the year strong, the last quarter, but it also to set you up for next year. 2017 can be a great year for you as long as you put everything into play. So we had Amy Grasso with us a couple of weeks ago, and she talked about the power of a calendar and how it funnels down to something always, and that's how she's hit Success Club, 18, 20, 24, up to 30, she's done, right? So I decided to take that call and kind of break it down up until basically each day of the calendar, and you'll see what I mean by that. So I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I have my presentation open. And take a lot of notes, please. This is gonna be a really good call. You will have questions. I wanna let you know that you will have questions. Write down your questions. We're gonna have Q&A at the end. And some things might not make sense to you. There's a couple of new coaches here. I think Emily might be the only one that I can see that still hasn't finished, that's just starting new coach camp. So some things, Emily, might not make sense to you, and it's okay. It will soon as you keep learning new coach camp. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Can you guys see that well? Yes. Okay. Yes, you can see it? Jocelyn? Okay, good. All right, so today's call, like I said, it's going to be kind of like a continuation or like breaking down Amy Grasso's call. And basically, this is my blueprint. And I'm going to tell you what I told my girls in the mentorship group the other day. And I actually have said it a few times. As your mentor, as your coach, as whether, like I said, if you're my PS coach or in my downline, my goal is that you always copy, paste, and personalize. And what do I mean by that? I'm going to show you the way, but you need to make it your own. We have different personalities. We have different walks in life. I may be a mom and you may not be, or I have moms of preteens and a teen. You might be a mom of toddler. I don't expect you guys to do everything the way I say it. So copy, paste, personalize, make it your own, okay? So today's call, the power behind your monthly plan. And I really wanted to write this here because a lot of people ask me, especially those people that want to join us, but they're like, I don't like sales. Well, and I want you guys to know this, especially the newer coaches. I never feel like a sales person, ever. Do I have a sales quota every month? Absolutely. I have to help 5 people per month. That's non-negotiable in my business. It is non-negotiable. Boldly, I say it and I claim it every day, especially on the first of the month when I log on to the coach online office and it says 0 on your Success Club. I'm like, all right, here we go. 5 people this month. Let's go. And I sprint. And I still never feel like a salesperson because I help people. At the end of the day, I don't help 5 people per month. I help 100 because I'm always adding value to people somehow, some way, in which I'll explain pretty soon. So I wanted to show you guys the monthly calendar real quick because I'm sure, and I'm going to use Jocelyn as an example. She probably sees this, right? And she's like, what the heck? What does this mean? What do I do? I can picture her because she's my best friend and I know how she thinks. I know how she functions. So I can picture her face, literally looking at it and just saying, click, done. doesn't want to hear it, don't want nothing to do with it, because it's intimidating seeing so much information. So how do we break down this information, right? We have a blueprint, but that doesn't mean, no, I'm sorry, we have a snapshot of a month, but we need a blueprint to get there, right? So where do we start? Well, you have to have a solid plan. You have to have a solid plan. You cannot sit here and post a call to action on a Transformation Tuesday, or, you know, share your story Thursday, or what do we do Sunday? So call to action Sunday, and sit back and wait for people to contact you. It doesn't work that way. And those that are seasoned coaches or have been through New Coach Camp, you know that's not how it works. But it starts off, your month starts off with having a solid plan. So the first thing you do is you have to have your focus time scheduled. Before, when I was working full time in another job, when I was building this business, these were my hours. I used to work from 7:45 in the morning to 8:15. I used to watch either watch a training or work half of my power hour. And then at 12:30 to 1, I would do the same thing. So if I watched the training in the morning, they half power hour during lunch, or vice versa. And then from 9:45 to 10:30, I would finish. On Mondays, of course, this looked a little different because I had these Monday night calls. But other than that, that is how I work my business. All right. Now, what I'm doing is I'm working it from 10 to 11:30. Then from 12:30 to 1:30, I do a lunch and learn. That's usually my PD time and my personal knowledge time. And then from 9 to 10 or 9 to 10:30, depending on what I have going on. But ever since I came back from Orlando, I've been really good in being already tucked in my room by 10:30 at latest, which I'm really proud of myself for that. And I'm not taking daily naps. Thank you, Jesus, unless I need them. So, and then of course, calendar. You have to have your calendar in front of you. Just like you're putting your focus time, you need to have a calendar to figure out to make sure that you're scheduling your follow-ups. The people that are saying, hey, I can't buy today, but I'm gonna buy on payday, and payday is the, you know, let's say the 23rd. I don't know if that's an actual Friday, but let's say it was a Friday. You need to make sure you're writing it down. You need to write it down somewhere so you can follow up these people the day before. You also need to have a list. You need to know who you're talking to. And you need to have a tracking system. Whether it should be electronic, something electronic, but if you're not a person that can do electronic and you need to do pen and paper, then do pen and paper. Do what you can, okay? Another thing you need to have solid for the month is your personal development. And this is outside, and I've always mentioned this because we're a faith-based team. This is outside of your devotional time, your prayer time. This is not your Bible reading time. This should be a book that you're trying to grow on. For example, Zelly right now is growing on her leadership skills, and you know, myself, like I'm trying to build my second business center, so I have been reading a lot about recruiting and, you know, relationship building and things like that. You need to focus on what you're currently working on at the moment. One thing that I did with my old coaches, and I even did for myself, every time somebody recommended a book, I'm like, oh yeah, let's read this. And I realized that not everybody's in the same walk of life, number one, and not everybody's in the same pace in their phase in their business. So we can't all be reading always the same books. We should recommend to one another based on what we're going through, but you need to figure out what do you currently need at that moment. And every beginning of the month, you should be reading a new book. Your rule should be your goal should be 12 books a year. And of course, listen to them. Listen to the books. It's more powerful having them there, listening to these books 10 to 15 minutes per day. And of course, in New Coach Camp, we provide you with the first one. And then having a success partner. I can't stress this enough. In 2 weeks, I thought it was next week, but in 2 weeks, my success partner and I are actually having a call with our teams and Team Eagle. They asked me to go speak in their call, I guess from my point of view as a success partner, and being that it was a Monday night call, I was going to turn it down. And Gabby said, why not unite all teams? And I think that's a great idea. So in 2 Mondays from now, we're going to be with 2 other teams, And we're going to be talking about the importance of success partnership. And the reason why we're doing it is because I feel like I have found an amazing success partner. I have found an amazing success partner, and we're going to be sharing our best practices on how it's working out for us. So let's see. So I'm going to show you the big calendar again. And the reason why I'm showing you is because you're probably saying, okay, so how do I work this? Like, what do I do now? All right. So here's what we do. Super simple. The power of 3. So simple. Every day you add 3 people to your network. Every day you connect with new people. And here's where I'm going to hit it and hit it and hit it and hit it. New. The word new. You can't be having the same conversations with the same people over and over and over. Oh, what did I do? And over. It can't be the same people. Those are ongoing conversations. The ongoing conversations happen. It has to be connecting with 3 new people. You might say, but how do I connect with new people? First of all, I'm sure you haven't spoken to everybody in your Facebook. But then the people that you add, so the way I connect with new people is whoever I've added in the month of August are the people that new people that I'm connecting in the month of September. That's how I do it. People do it differently. I know people that the people they add are their new connections. That didn't work for me. I tried it. It just doesn't work for me. I need to know more about these people, and how I know a little bit about them is by following them on social media a little bit to see their lives, to see what they're doing and what they need. And so that's how it works for me. Again, my additions in August are my September new connections. I hope that makes sense. All right. And then, of course, inviting. You have to invite 3 people every day. Now, those invitations is not cold cut, cold call, what we call cold calling or cold invitations. I hope you're not just sending a copy and paste message, because it's just not. You just shouldn't. The invitations, and I've had people ask me for scripts. To be honest with you, I don't have scripts. Have I used them? Have I gotten them from my success partner and their teams? Because they have done these things in the past. Yeah, they're out there. I don't want them. I don't have them. I would have to go check if I sent them to people from the team or stuff like that. But I don't like cold messages. I like building relationship with people. And my invitations never look the same. Can they look similar? Yeah, they can, based on the information I give, but I don't think that one of my invitations look the same, because I genuinely talk to people. And I don't just jump to go sell them something. Sometimes I can go a whole month having a conversation back and forth with somebody every 2 to 3 days and stuff. And if I don't feel like it's the right time to invite, I don't. All right? And then you have to follow up with 3 people a day. That can be for the business or the challenge group. However, it should be happening, because most people need to hear from you for anywhere from 4 to 7 times before they move forward with it. Fortune is in the follow-up. That's why I love Fridays. Fridays are like, for me, they're a hit. I love Fridays because it happens. It happens if you're consistent with them. I follow up every day, but Fridays to me is the best one. Why? Because it's payday. So usually Thursday night, I'm already writing a list and, figuring out who should have bought, what's going on. Of course, I have my calendar and things like that. So, and then of course, presenting the business opportunity. So now that I told you this, right, for those that have never seen this, or for those that have seen this and it's kind of intimidating, I hope that I broke it down easy enough to understand. But now I'm going to actually give you some numbers, because I want you to see the power of it. And this might overwhelm some of you, but I promise you, I want to show you the power of numbers. Okay? Your business or your paycheck It's a direct reflection of the lives you're changing. If you're trying to become debt-free through this business, I can tell you that you can. You definitely can. But at the end of the day, do not focus on the dollar sign. Focus on the lives you're changing. Focus on your goals. Whether it's 3 people or 5 people. For me, it's 5 people. So my numbers are actually 5 times 6 in every way. Here, for most of you, your goal is Success Club 6. So if your goal is Success Club 5, we say 6 because it's 3 challenge packs, but Success Club 5, and if you do the power of 3s monthly, the whole month, 6 days, 6 days a week, because you should have your Sabbath, your day off, with your family, spend time with them and things like that. But here's what the numbers look like. If you add 3 people 6 times a week, that's 18 people per week times 4 weeks is 72 people that you have per month. But here's what I want you to see, okay? Those 18 people that you're adding a week are 18 people that are seeing a transformation, 18 new people that are seeing a transformation Tuesday every week. And while you may think, I've had coaches tell me, I feel weird posting a transformation Tuesday every Tuesday. Why? It's 18 people. Imagine if you have this number like me or like other coaches. I know coaches that they add 10 people per day. I think that's too much. It's overwhelming as is. But for me, it's 5. So I actually have 30 new eyes going through my Facebook every week. 30. Oh, hold on. I need to mute somebody. Okay, got it. So imagine if you did 5 editions per week. Doing 3 per week. 3 per day. 3 per day times 6 times a week. That's 18 people. The same thing with connections. If you speak to 3 people a day, just saying hi, how are you, or adding value, or like today I sent a message. There was a young woman that wrote something really sad in her Facebook last night, and I was already going to bed, so I'm like, I'm not going to start a conversation. So I messaged her this morning, just sending her some encouragement because it's something that I relate with, something that I went through in my past. So I messaged her this morning, very genuine, like, hey, I saw your message last night. It was late. I didn't want to write you, but I'm thinking of you this morning. I wanted to send you this motivation quote, like, keep pressing on, whatever. And we've had a conversation all day. I'm not going to present the business opportunity to her. I'm not going to invite her to a challenge group. She's really going through something, and I really want to be there for her. And that's what it's about. Helping people is far more than the dollar sign. And yes, we have goals in Success Club, but add value to people and continue sharing your journey. And, when they're ready, you're going to be the go-to person. They're going to remember that you're there. Outside of this business, like you're being a friend. And that's what connecting is. Connecting is not, let me see when is the right opportunity to invite, like it can't be that, because then you're really just thinking about the sale, and that's a scary place to be, a very scary place to be, because then you become desperate, and then your conversation sounds desperate, and you don't want that. And then of course inviting. So this is the part where people get really uncomfortable the most, and you don't know how to transition. And I've been there, and this is why I do understand you. So if you're a brand new coach, you might not invite so much in the beginning. You're going to focus on your warm market, the people that you trust, the people that trust you. But if you start adding people already and connecting with people, those conversations will become invitations in the next couple of weeks. But you got to start today. This is all about the compound effect. You have to start today. If you're not doing the power of 3s or a power hour, people are not just going to come to you. You need to build relationship and have people trust you. And the only way it's going to happen is through conversations with them. Okay? We have the A through Z messaging system training in New Coach Camp. We also have how to share some joy. Like, there are a lot of resources and ways that we teach you how to do that. So if you need to go back to New Coach Camp and get a refresher, please let me know. Okay? And then, of course, like I said, fortune is in the follow-ups. You should be following up every day because people might need to see your persistence 4 to 7 times before they buy. And that is a fact. I see that all the time in my business. Just this month, I've had in this challenge group that started today, 2 people that I've spoken to in the last year and a half, and they both randomly messaged me and said, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. I was like, oh, okay, cool, here. And they did it. And it was both, one of them was Friday, the other one was Thursday. Randomly, out of nowhere. Fortune is in the follow-up, never give up. And then, of course, your business invites. The power of three says 3 business invites per week. I do 2 to 5 per day. The average is 3. And I may skip them every other day depending on how my regular business happen. My regular challenge group business invites happen. But 3 per week to me, I feel like is low. However, if you're a newer coach, this is a good starting point. Okay? But that's something that you should discuss one-on-one with your coach. Okay. So I'll show you the calendar again. So how do we break this down, right? Because you might be asking yourself, what do I invite to? So here's the deal. Let me see how I can't see this. Okay, so if you look at the if you look at the calendar that I showed you, in the top it has a line right across, and from the 1st through the 10th, I personally was inviting to my challenge group that was starting today. That's how I ended up getting Success Club 10, because there was urgency there. Okay? So if you have a start date, you have to figure out when is your cutoff date. The cutoff date for me was on the 15th. I needed to have everybody locked and loaded. Those 5 people I need this month needed to buy by the 15th. In order for me to have a successful challenge group starting on the 19th. For me, a successful challenge group is 5 new people every month, for me. And then, of course, I take 2 coaches, 2 to 3 coaches that I'm mentoring new coaches that I'm mentoring, and they're running it with me and things like that. But for me personally, it's 5 new people. So that's how and I decided to move that up before. So my strategy before Amy Grasso's call, and this is the one change that I made, was that I would put my challenge group start date on the prep week, the last Monday of the month. Therefore, if I hit Success Club in the very last day of the month, I would be like, oh, okay, it's fine. I'll have Success Club, right before my challenge group starts. So I had to shift my mindset and say, no, Success Club needs to happen at the beginning of the month. In order for that to happen, I had to put a start date. Because if not, I'm not creating urgency. So that's how I ended up with Success Club early on in the month, in which I normally hit Success Club anywhere from the 20th through the 24th. But now I'm going to keep doing that. So then the second week, from the 11th through the 15th, I was promoting directly to Sneak Peek and Business. On my conversations, I would look for, pointers and see if there's something that could serve them and things like that. Now, did I also follow up for the challenge group starting on the 19th? Of course, I took time to follow up, but my focus was the sneak peek and inviting to the business, because we had a new coach camp starting. So of course, I'm trying to invite to something. I'm focusing on one thing at a time, in which I wasn't doing before. And like I said, you got to listen to people's need on how coaching can change their lives, and have a reason to invite them. The only way you can do that is by having conversations with people and seeing why they would need coaching for them. And then this week, starting tomorrow, I put promote from the 19th because I know some of you might be promoting today. This week, we focus on the free clean eating group that we're opening on Thursday. And on the free clean eating group, I'm going to tell you how I run that. I do that a little different than most coaches, but I will tell you in a couple of slides. And then the last week, from the 25th through the 29th, I'm going to focus on promoting to the sneak peek again, because we're going to have 2 this month. All right? So hope that makes sense. Now, let's talk about this my personal sneak peek best practices. And I feel like this is where a lot of you are lacking. And I say that respectfully, but I've had conversations with a lot of you in the last 48 hours, since Thursday, actually. I've been having a few conversations with some of you, and I realized this is what you're lacking, and this is why I want to really spend a little time here. So for these sneak peeks, you have to have a goal. You have to have a goal. If your goal is to get, for example, I'm going to give you my goal, and then, you know, break that down into your own goal. So my goal is, I would love to have 2 new coaches enroll from that sneak peek. So that means that I need 10 people in that sneak peek. Why? Because 1 out of 5 people will enroll to be a coach. 1 out of 5 people. So a sneak peek, I think it's a great opportunity. They get to see the community. They get to hear they get to hear a lot of the coaches and things like that. But if you're just inviting to invite, not much will happen. You need to be focused, and you need to have a goal. I can't tell you what that goal is, but you should have a goal, and it needs to be at least 1 coach. If you're only inviting 2 people to the sneak peek, your chances are slim to none. You need to have at least 5 people to get 1. And those are not my numbers. That's actually Network Marketing book. I was gonna show you a couple of books, but they're not here. They're downstairs in my library. So you guys really, 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 like, if you take time to set a goal and reverse engineer it, you will see results in this area when it comes to the sneak peek. And like I said, sneak peek are, Elizabeth can tell you, she has great success with the sneak peek. She invites a pretty big number. And it's funny because on her first month being a coach, I even coach Alyssa, and I'm like, she's proof of the number. She invited like 9 people to a sneak peek, and she enrolled 2 people that month or something like that. Very close to that. And it was proven. It was proven that the numbers are correct. So now, challenge group. My best practices. I could tell you this. You should always have the start date, like I mentioned, like this month was the 19th, and my cutoff was the 15th. Why do I have a cutoff? Because people need their packages by that Thursday of prep week, because Friday it's meal prep time, and I want them to have their package on meal prep day for that weekend and everything. So for me, it's always that Thursday before that Monday, because if they order it then, or maybe Friday, they'll get it by that Thursday or Friday at latest. But you need to have a start date on your challenge groups. I know a few coaches like Julissa, for example, who has an ongoing group. And while I like the ongoing group as a maintenance group, I don't like it as a main challenge group, only because I didn't have the urgency. So it was easy for me to wait until the end of the month. I tried it for like a month or 2, and it just didn't work. So I went back to this, and I have a maintenance group to switch people. So 21-day group, you're done, you go into the maintenance group. So it's like every month I'm adding to that group, but I'm still having that challenge group because I feel like I need to create that urgency. So, but that is, whether you're a new coach or a veteran coach, that is the preference. I'm just sharing my best practices and what's keeping me on that Success Club 10 goal. And so, like I mentioned earlier, my goal is always to have 5 new people in a challenge group and 2 apprentice coaches with me, along with their challengers. And then clean eating groups, and this is where a lot of people have questions. I know Angie, Maria, a bunch of people had questions on this. I'm going to tell you my personal best practices. I don't promote free clean eating group other than 3 days a month, and that is on this week, which is going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday when I open. I try not to give too much advertisement to a free clean eating group, because there was a point in time where I almost felt like people were taking advantage and waiting on the free clean eating groups to be in there, and that is it. I've had people go through them and then go and sign up with other coaches That was painful. Just like, it hasn't happened to me with sneak peeks, but it's happened to me with free clean eating groups where I spend the time, having them in the groups, and then they go with another coach. And I'm like, really? Like, so shady. So I just decided, you know what? A free clean eating group for me is my last resort to a conversation. For example, I think I'm pretty good at battling objections even before they come up. I talk about the money part. I follow Gabby's sample. We talk about the money part. We talk about, I add value to Shakeology and what Shakeology can do for them according to, their why and health reasons and things like that. So I think I tackle all that. But let's just say that a person's not budging, money, whatever the case may be, because it happens. I was there, guys. If a lot of you don't know my story, but I was that person that didn't buy a challenge pack in the beginning. I called Beachbody and paid for a super ridiculous, expensive 3-month payment plan on T25. I regret that decision, but it's part of my story. So I come across those people every once in a while. And so what I do is when they're not budging, they're not even telling me, give me 2 weeks. They're just saying, forget it. So I say, you know what? I have a free clean eating group. I'm going to put you in there, knowing that they're not budging financially. They're like, forget it. I don't want to do this. I still provide value to those people. Because one day, whether it's tax season or whatever, if they're able to do it, they're going to think of me. Because I didn't just close the doors on them. That's who I put my free clean eating people towards. I also do it with people that they want to, and they want to, but they have some things going on and they keep saying, I really, really want to, but this is coming up, this is happening financially, this is what's happening, where they really want to. Some people just don't budge and they're straight up will tell you. Other people, they really want to, and what's going on. So you're like, you know what, let me just put you in there. Again, everybody's different. Another way that I do is I create an event calendar in which I'm going to create it for everybody. And, you're more than welcome to use it, just like we do for the sneak peek. And I just invite a few people through there. And then I promote openly on social media twice. It's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to promote it, and Thursday. That's about it. Again, the reason why I personally don't promote them too open like that is because I feel like people were taking advantage. And so you're more than welcome to promote it more times, a lot more times, or put whoever you want that is interested in there. You're your own CEO, so you choose what works for you. I just feel like it wasn't working for me. It was working against me. So now, does anybody have any questions on how I run the month and the numbers or anything like that? And I'm going to stop sharing. Yes. Okay. Yes, Maria, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Okay, so I have a couple questions.
Yep.
Could you explain the difference between the follow-up and the connections? Is follow-up specifically for people that have shown interest and you're trying to get them to get the package, see when they're going to pay for it, when are they able to do it, and then connections as far as people that you're just talking to?
Okay, so connections is new conversations. It's people that I'm just, getting to know, and it's connection to me. As far as numbers go, it's new conversations, but connections is both new and ongoing. For our mentorship group, you know how we have 2 different categories on our numbers, new and ongoing. But overall, it's all together. The reason why I am teaching you guys to focus on new conversations is because a lot of people, and I've been there for a long time, I did this, I would focus on old conversations. And at some point, you got to let go of that old breed. They ain't going nowhere. They're not, so I hope that makes sense.
Okay.
And then the follow-up means people that said yes, and now is your time to remind them, follow up with them. For example, you may have spoken to me, and we've gone through the whole interview process. You asked me the questions, we talked about a price and everything, and then I say, Maria, my husband's payday is on, I keep saying the 25th. I don't even know what that falls on. The 25th of the month. And then When somebody says that to me, they say, hey, I can buy it on the 25th. I say, great, Maria, that's awesome. Can I message you on the 24th just so we can touch bases and confirm everything, and then I can send you the enrollment link then. I don't send it to them before that. I send it to them the day before, and I write them and I say, so like, let's say the 24th came, right? I literally send a message and I say, hey, Maria, good morning. Just wanted to confirm with you that we're still good to go for tomorrow, so I can just go ahead and send you the enrollment link. And that's it. And then, the person usually says, yeah, definitely, blah, 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 and cool. I think you and I did that, actually. I remember you got paid on a Wednesday, and I messaged you Tuesday. I remember when I said, all right, cool, like, I'm excited, I can't wait. And then I said, I'm going to message you on Tuesday and send you the enrollment instructions. And that's my protocol each and every time, because I want to feel, first of all, I'm asking permission that I'm going to contact you. And I do ask, because I don't want to feel, that's why I never feel like a salesperson, because I'm like the perfect gentleman. Sounds weird, but I feel like I am the perfect gentleman. I ask for your permission. And the same thing goes for the free cleaning room. Jocelyn is laughing. I know that sounds weird, but I am. I'm like, I'm not gonna touch you. I'm not gonna, like, I'm gonna be very gentle. I don't want to come across aggressive. I always ask my coaches. I'm like, I was never aggressive with you, right? Because I never want to be that aggressive person. Jocelyn was actually my first customer. And literally, I signed up as a coach, and the same day I was like, hey, I signed up. Here's the link. Go order this, And I wasn't like, you need to order now. I encouraged her, like, we're going to do this together. We're going to lose weight. And, and we did it, Perfect gentleman.
Okay.
So does that answer your question in terms of follow-ups?
I think it does. I think it just shows me where to kind of like separate the sheep from the wolves. I see you're just wasting my time, but that's okay. We can still talk. And it's not a waste of time. That was a bad expression, but you know what I'm saying. It's not going nowhere. They just want companionship. So
there's people like that. I feel like I've had people that drain me, literally drain me. I was just sharing with Julissa about this the other day. I feel like this person plays with my emotions. Like, plays, like, comments things on my Facebook, like, and I'm like, really? Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you waiting for? And it's like the comments are like made like if I wasn't, I don't know, whatever. Don't get me going. I understand.
Okay.
I understand, Maria.
Good, because I thought I was the only one that felt like the yo-yo, no, like, no. I got you, now I don't. I got you, now I don't. Okay, right. So moving on. Okay, invite. Is the okay, for different invites and call to action, is our calendar going to be the same every single month? Like, this week we're going to do this every month, this week we're going to do this every month, so that way I can get in my head programmed that this week I'm inviting for this week routine.
Oh, it's funny. She's like me, guys. I love it. So it works like that most of the time. Most of the time. It all depends on when the first of the month falls on, and if the month have a fifth Friday. Believe it or not, that makes sense a lot with our calendars, because a lot of our Fridays are prep week for this or prep day for this and blah, blah, blah. So it will be the same flow, but some things could slightly change. But I'm committed, because I know like we're doing a lot of the things together. As a team, especially the sneak peek and clean eating groups, my goal is to have our calendar up on the first of the month, like, the 30th. But if I'm like not feeling well, or if it falls on a Saturday where it's my family day and I haven't finished it, then it'll be on the 1st. But normally the 30th or 31st of the month, our calendar's up and pinned at the top. And I usually, tag people or have you guys tag people and stuff like that. But yes, okay. That's usually the flow. I don't know. I know that, like, I put my challenge group date on the calendar because for my coaches to know, especially my new coaches like you, Emily, who are running this challenge group with me and things like that. But not everybody has the same challenge group dates. Like, I don't know when Monica does hers. Julissa has an ongoing group. And Liz, I think she starts her challenge group next week. So like everybody's different. I put mine up because mine is like the main team one that people could just join for, especially like my PS coaches can join and things like that. And I loved the urgency that I created by moving it up a week from our normal, like my normal start date.
Okay. I have 2 more questions. I'm sorry, I'm taking so much time.
No, you're good. Let me say one more thing that I forgot to say in the free clean eating group. When you're doing free clean eating group on the last week, it's on purpose so they can fall for your next month's challenge group, by the way. Don't count on your free clean eating lead for the current challenge group. The current month's challenge group. For example, if you look at the calendar, the free clean eating group technically runs from September 26th through Friday the 30th. Don't count on somebody to enroll on Friday the 30th. They're gonna enroll. You should be closing these people the first week of October, the first through the second, depending on their payday and stuff. And I did that on purpose, so they could become part of your leads for you to create a success club goal culture of meeting success club early on in the month, being that you have some leads lined up. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Maria. Next one.
Okay, so my next question is about the challenge groups. Obviously, they're gonna join because they absolutely love,
Hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry. I think I'm so sorry, guys. Where Ace's thing is. Sorry, my daughter just cut herself with a knife. I'm so sorry. Yes, go Maria. So sorry.
She okay?
Yeah, they're gonna take care of. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. Can you start it over? I'm so sorry.
Okay. Alrighty. The question that I have is regarding the challenge groups. I know that the initial that the purpose of it is they're gonna want to join because they want the change. They're doing it because they're self-motivated. They want to participate. Do we do like an extra incentive? This is what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm doing the challenge group. When you say challenge group, you're expecting like a prize, a reward. Obviously the prize and the reward is going to be their health, but do we do incentives? Like a challenge within the challenge?
I don't do incentives. I mail them a gift if they do it. Based on their personality and based to, little things. Some people have done, I've done this, where you offer them a gift just for joining your challenge group. Like I've mailed a fix-it book and things like that. Some coaches wait until they're done. If they complete the 21-day challenge, then they mail them a gift. That is more of a self-preference. I don't do that anymore. People already love what they're getting at the experience, and I give them a free audiobook, which is the compound effect that talks about, what you do today, and you love the compound effects, you know what it is. I do that for our challenge groups. I already give them the free book. I'm obviously giving them my time. I talk to my customers one-on-one 3 days a week, aside from the challenge group. And like I said, the experience they're getting. And then if it's somebody that super rocks out, then yeah. I also send, one thing that has worked for me is sending them free samples of Shakeology, other flavors that they might not have, so they can know what they taste like. And that's an investment, because those things are like $5 a piece, and I send 3. Especially the cafe latte. I always, every other month, every 3 months on the 3rd order, I temporarily switch the flavor, so I can always have to send some out.
Okay.
On the cafe latte one. So that's more of a personal preference.
Okay. And my last question is regarding the clean eating groups. How many times would you put a person in the group? Let's say they went once.
For me, again, you know how they say, I don't know how to say it in English, me cogiste una vez, pero no me coges dos veces. I don't know how to say that in English. Anybody can translate, you can.
You got me once, shame on you. It's you got me once, shame on you. You got me twice, shame on me.
Okay, so let me tell you what was happening to me early on in pre-cleaning groups. I had the same people in the vicious cycle, waiting for me to have it up, waiting for me to have it up, waiting for me to have it up. They'll say, oh, let me join you. Yeah, sure, why not? And then they became coaches with some. Not only did they go as a challenger with somebody else, but they became coaches with somebody else. And that didn't sit well with me. I said, you know what, from now on, and I actually stopped doing free cleaning groups for a while until I spoke with Jalissa, and now we're doing them team-wide to help newer coaches that, you know, are not comfortable inviting and things like that, how to, you know, helping you guys give an experience to someone else. That's why we're really doing them. For a very long time, I stopped doing them. I just didn't feel like it was serving my business. I felt like I was upset. Every month it was some kind of something that I was getting upset at. Whether it was getting the same message of the same person, hey, can I be in there again? I really need the motivation. I'm like, why can't you just commit? You know, like commit to a 21 day. Like I know what we can do for you, you know? So, yeah. And that's more of a self-preference too, though. Like it's not my rule. It's your rule. It's how you want to do it. But me, I tell you that no, once.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else want to shed light on that. I know we have Monica, Jalissa, and Sally on the line. If you guys, I don't know if you guys do it differently, but I personally just do it once.
All right. And that is all my questions. I'm going to mute myself now.
It's fine.
I just have like I guess a question or idea. Do you think, I know that you already have your schedule for our team calls, but do you think maybe one of the team calls we can kind of go like step by step from the moment you get the challenger, the onboarding process you have for the group and the actual group, like a little bit more into detail of the actual group. And I'm only asking this because I'm revamping mine.
I don't
know
what you mean. Hold on, let's backtrack. An onboarding on what?
On the actual group, the challenge group. Like from the moment somebody orders their challenge pack to the moment that you get results from them.
Yeah. I can
like you, because I know we have videos and we see the videos, but like you, because I feel like every time we get it from you directly, it kind of sinks in a little bit better.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me see. Next week we have Gabby on our team call. The week after that is our Success Partners team call. So October 10th, I will do that. Challenge onboarding for challengers. Okay, expected October 10th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any other questions? Jocelyn, go ahead.
Sorry. Do you have a script on how to present the business opportunity?
I do. You actually liked it today.
I did. Oh, that's the one that Monica tagged me on it?
No. No. But you know what? I can't tag you. I'm recording. I was gonna say I'll tag you now. So let me make a note to myself. But I saw that you liked it today. It's on the Mel PS Coaches page. I just uploaded it today.
Okay.
But I will tag you on it, Jocelyn. It's called the 6-Step Business Invite. Okay, yeah, I will do that. Awesome.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Did I see Angela? No. Awesome. Okay, I'm making sure. All right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for your time. I hope that helped. I am going to, of course, put in the recording if anybody needs to see it again. If you guys go over your notes and you feel like, man, I had a question or whatever, please ask me. I'm trying my hardest to duplicate myself or to show what I do so that you guys can copy, paste, and personalize. That is the goal. I feel like one of the things that I, personally speaking, I failed at earlier this year was not exposing the team to my best practices and how I do things, which is another reason why the 4 Vital Behaviors group started, in which I'm super duper like loving the community, and I'm loving how, you know, you guys are really executing and like you're not just doing what I'm telling you to do, but you personalize it and making it your own, and that's truly what I want. And it is officially a part of our Team Faith Dynasty onboarding system. The way it's going to work is you're going to have a 21-day, or your coaches are going to have the 21-day new coach camp. Then they're going to move over to the 4 Vital Behaviors group with you. And then from there, well, I'm not sure if you'll still be there. Most likely you'll be in the business builder, which is the next phase of our training. And we want to move you there. That means you're growing in your business. That means you're going somewhere. So you're not going to stay in the 4 Vital Behaviors group forever. But of course, you know, especially if you have success partners and things like that, you definitely want to grow together, because it's a beautiful thing going from goal to goal together. So, and those are some of the things that Gabby and I are going to talk about in the next couple of weeks. So thank you so much for being here tonight. And as always, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, message me and I will address them. All right. Thank you, ladies. You guys have a good night. Bye.